Here's how this works. Water, salt, and pepper, those are freebies. Your pantry, it better have flour, oil, vinegar, mustard, and garlic. Beyond that, you'll only need 5 more ingredients and 25 minutes to put an entree or entire meal on the table. So, shop, set the clock, and let's dish out. This week, our 5 ingredients will consist of some peeled and deveined shrimp, some fresh cut pineapple chunks, a couple of cups of rice, you can use the microwaveable kind or cook it yourself, some chipotle peppers, and finally, some good quality honey. With all that gathered, let's get to work. First things first, we are going to soak some skewers so they do not catch on fire on our grill. I should mention, if you do not have a grill or don't want to go to the trouble of preheating it, this recipe will work just fine under the broiler as well. Next up, into a large mixing bowl, we're going to add 1/4 cup of our honey. And even though the chipotles do have a good bit of heat to them, we still want to get the traditional seasoning of some fresh cracked pepper, as well as a hefty pinch of salt into our mixing bowl. I'm going in with some pre-chopped chipotle peppers, my estimation of about 3 to 4 chipotles, but if you think that's going to be too spicy, dial it back a little bit. If you're using whole chipotles, make sure you just chop them up nice and fine, get some of that adobo sauce in the bowl. Once that's all in there, we're going to mix that thoroughly, and then we'll bring on our shrimp. Mine were still slightly frozen. I would recommend making sure yours are defrosted and totally dry. Next up, go in with your pineapple chunks. I got these pre-cut in the grocery store, but I'm still going through and taking any that are really large and cutting them down into 2 or 3 smaller pieces. You want these to be like large bite-sized chunks so that they get softened and cooked through by the time they're caramelized on the grill. Go ahead and stir all of that to thoroughly combine, and we're not going to let this marinate very long. All those flavors are pretty strong. Once they've coated the shrimp and pineapple, you're pretty much good to go. We're going to go ahead and skewer these by putting a pineapple followed by a couple of shrimp. I like to go through the tail on the shrimp and then up through the back side so that it doesn't flop around on the skewer. I'm doing 1 pineapple, 2 shrimp, 1 pineapple, 2 shrimp, and then capping it off with another piece of pineapple. Also, you want to try and get these relatively evenly on the skewer, so if you're loaded towards one end, kind of slide everything down so that they're more centrally located. Rinse and repeat with your remaining shrimp and pineapples, and then we can head to the grill. I've cleaned mine off, and I'm now going to oil it down. You can see it's nice and hot. I'm going to get my shrimp down. As long as you've got a good, clean grill here, I would not worry about these sticking, but you could always put a little olive oil in that marinade if you have any concerns. After 2 to 3 minutes, I'm going to go ahead and give these a flip, and you can see they're already getting some lovely color on them and nice grill marks on that sweet pineapple. Once those shrimp are totally cooked through and the pineapple has started to char and caramelize a bit on the outside, about 5 to 6 minutes over a very hot grill, you're good to go. I'm serving these up over some jasmine rice, but they'd be great as a little appetizer all on their own. Once I've got my nice bed of rice put down, I'm going to plunk on a couple of these delightful skewers. And of course it's not required, but I did have a little cilantro left over from another video I filmed recently, so I dropped that down for a pop of color. And this dish is crying out for fresh citrus, and what better way to add that than with a little fresh squeeze of lime. Alright, there's our honey chipotle pineapple shrimp skewers. It's a mouthful, and it's a tasty mouthful. I love that charred caramelized pineapple. It's sweet, it's a little smoky, there's a little spice from the chipotle, and that is a really tasty bite of fruit. The shrimp, of course, we cooked them really fast over a really hot grill, so they're succulent, slightly charred, sweet, smoky. Again, this would be a great appetizer or a nice light entree. I hope you'll give it a try and let me know what you think. As always, appreciate you watching. I'm going to head out. I recommend you do the same and go make something delicious.